we have Gloria standing by for our climate chat.
Yeah.
Hello, Gloria.
Hi, Andy. Good morning.
You know, it's quite interesting these days that we no longer have rainy season and dry season. And this is why this climate chat is extremely important. Yeah. It rained yesterday. We don't know when last it rained. We don't know when next it would rain. Next thing you're saying flood. We saw Dubai flooded recently.
Yeah.
Yes, and in the past we had seasons. So I wonder how the farmers are even coping.
Yeah, and what changed.
And what changed. Anyways, over to you, Gloria, for the climate chat.
All right. Thanks for staying with us. Good morning. My name is Gloria Toll. You're on the climate chat segment on the weekend show. Now, climate change affects us in these dry times and carbon. All right. Sorry for the break in transmission. Good morning and welcome to the climate chat segment. To flooding and even erosion, climate chat is an integral part of talks about the betterment of the environment and the fight for clean energy. Amongst these are the lives of women, children, and how does climate change affect us. Women are majorly affected being the stronghold of the family, and in cases where they are flooding, their responsibilities are to handle situations in the thick of emotional hit. For the family, and in the case of drought, it is also them that look for water to survive as a means of survival. So women are highly important and also vulnerable to this in the chain of events. Let's take a look at this video.
I'm Aisha Abubakar. I deal with my children inside room, they sleep. I will come see people in the room, come outside. Wait here, we say water don't enter house. Before I wake up, I'll see myself inside water, even my mattress, everything.
Abin da ya faru ruwa ne ya kwashe mu. Yana kwashe mu muna matsowa muna shiga gidan mutane makwautan mu na kusa da mu.
As I'm telling you now, the water level in my own house now is still at the lintel level.
This one on my window here it go stop. This one go up. See my shop all go this year.
We sabi swim, no be say we no sabi swim. That water when
the solar dryers that people know. This is like a greenhouse where you can dry everything, including pepper, tomato, okra, every other perishable crops that can be packaged. This is very hygienic. This is also during off-season, this can be used for reselling and therefore bringing in economic benefits to the women.
The solar dryer tent technology is more than just a tool. It is a lifeline for smallholder women farmers in Nigeria. By reducing post-harvest losses, these women can increase their income by selling higher quality crops at better prices.
The project that has been launched, which is solar drying tents, will go a long way in improving
All right, thanks for staying with us. Now joining me to discuss this topic, we have John Baki. He's the Executive Director of WIP Nigeria, an organization for women environmental programs. John Baki, how do you do? Good morning.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be in the studio here with you today. I'm very fine.
All right, that's great. Now, moving on to our topic, the impact of climate change on girls and women. What do you understand by that?
Okay, I think before we go into the impact of climate change on women and other different groups in the society, it would be good to know what is this climate change, how do you know it has changed,
okay,
and what is its impact on women, children, and the other groups. So when you are talking about climate change, you know, before you have climate change, you have weather, that is the daily occurrence. If you wake up to rain, that is the weather of the day. If you wake up to a stormy atmosphere, that is the weather of the day. And if that pattern continues like that for some time, you will have a climate, because that would have established a pattern that will give you a climate. So you expect climate And that is why when we are in dry season, you can predict, that is under normal circumstances, when rains will start. But that is under normal circumstances if there is no change, because already climate has established itself. You already have known the patterns, and you can predict for sure that rains can start coming in April, for example, or in May. So that is climate. But when you talk about climate change, it means that the established climate that we know, what we expect that is going to come in April or in May or in June or in December, has been altered. There is a change to that pattern. And that is what is called climate change. And it is this change that has become a topical issue of concern at the global, national, and regional levels that everyone is talking about. And the impact that it brings to the society is what has made it very, very important to be discussed at different levels. So you asked me about the impact. So climate change has several impacts. It impacts all the sectors of the economy, because there is nothing that we do in this world that do not directly or indirectly relate with the climate. If you talk about our farming activities, it has to do with the climate. If you talk about our sporting...
We'll come back to that. Come back to that. How does climate change affect women and girls? Now, looking at your organization, it's based on women initiative, right? Women program. So how does it affect women and girls?
Okay, so climate has a lot to do with some of the activities that people carry out. And in the case of women in the African setting, they are responsible for some activities, which traditionally society has ascribed those activities for them. So women are responsible for ensuring that there is water available in the household for domestic use. They are also tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that they cook for the households, and the source of energy for this cooking in most African households is firewood. And climate change affects water and energy availability because if there is change in climate that has caused water scarcity, it means that role that that woman has to ensure there is water available for the household would have been increased, because she will have to walk a longer distance, maybe where you have water scarcity, to get that water source for the household. Similarly, in the case of energy for cooking, if there is desertification, the fuel wood will no longer be available close by for her to easily fetch for this cooking need. So she will still have to put more burden on herself to go get this firewood. So all this will impact on her workload and on the number of hours available for her to do other productive things. So this will even prevent her from realizing her potentials, because of the number of hours that has been reduced for her to indulge in other productive ventures.
Thank you very much.
So these are just one of the ways that...
Thank you so much for that contribution. This is all we can take for today's episode on climate change. See you same time next week. Transitioning to Emeka Uzorumba for Poetic Interlude. Emeka, over to you. Good morning.